Post Ave pizza. Take a look at that. Right on, folks. Today is the day that we are going over to Ballard Reuse. It is a second-hand salvage store. They got all kinds of gizmos and goodies for sale. And this is a much requested video after I went to Second Use down in South Seattle and did a video at that salvage yard. Lots of people in the comments saying you gotta go up to Ballard, go to Ballard Reuse, check out their store because they have so many cool things there. So that is what we are doing today. You guys know I'm a junk collector. I love old tools, old things. I love going through thrift shops, salvage yards, whatever it is. So Ballard Reuse it is today. I'm also gonna stop at Post Ave Pizza, grab a slice. You guys know I love pizza. All right, let's roll. All right, here we go, pulling up to Ballard Reuse. You guys are saying this is the spot. Let's go in and take a look. I can't have the sound on because they got music playing, and that would be a copyright thing here on YouTube. But it looks like lots of flooring, building supplies. Looks like some old Doug fir, live edge slabs. Looks like some beautiful pieces of wood. Baskin-Robbins, you know, I'll go for the 31 flavors there. Such a beautiful noise coming up from the street. You gotta love Neil Diamond and old vinyl. And here's some old classical guitars, a nice old bowling bag, and some, I don't know, adult XXX movies there. Old radios. I love old radios, and check out this one. I got a couple in the shop right now that I got to test the tubes out on and do some work, but look at this one here. Paris, Texas, Frigidaire service. Right, there's some old vacuum tubes, and Ernest Hemingway typing on that Smith Corona typewriter. Lincoln Logs. Look at the size of this place. It is a nice big warehouse. Lots of old furniture. Lots of old Kodak camera equipment if you're into old cameras. I love these old adding machines. And Fly Calypso, old Jacques Cousteau here. They got a whole collection of his books. Some mid-century modern furniture. You gotta love that. And just tons and tons of trim, right? Need some andirons for your fireplace. And here's lots of old tools. They did have a nice collection of tools. Oh, check this out. Scout Crafter, he just did a redo on an old Electrolux vacuum. Check out this one, little R2-D2 action on this. It's a rainbow vacuum, had all the tubes. Here's a laser engraver. I was surprised they had that. Looks like a nice grizzly wood lathe. Lots of woodworking. All kinds of tools, appliances, stoves, the old finger chopper fan. Here you go. You want to make a cold plunge tank? They got the industrial chiller. Oh, this right here. This was awesome. I thought this was a good price. I think they want $3,500 for this wide belt sander. This is a great machine. I think this would be cool. And actually, I don't think that's a bad price. These doors. 12 foot 4 inches tall. Andre the Giant. Check out these doors. These are absolutely amazing, right? Big Doug fir. I don't know where these came out of, but I think they want $3,000 for these doors, and that's probably actually not a bad price if I had to build those doors. All right, let's take a look outside. All right, here's the spillover to the outside. We got some old timbers, crab traps, Doug fir, stair treads, all kinds of stuff. Oak wine barrels, appliance dollies, a nice double stainless steel sink, gas cans. I love old metal gas cans. You can't get those anymore. And I was going to buy this one right here on my way out, and I totally forgot. Now I want to go back and get it. The clickety-clack of the railroad track, that is good if you want to make your own little anvil. A silver Santa Claus with boxing gloves. I don't know what's going on there. All right, boats hanging from the ceiling. Look at this. This is an old window sash weight. They got tied to a piece of rope over a pulley attached to the door. This is like some sort of automatic door closer, and I guess it does the job here. You know, probably scratches up the door, but that is keeping the cold out. They got a whole section in here of old porcelain sinks and plumbing and lighting. Lots of old stuff if you're working on a house, right? Check out their website. I think all this stuff is listed on their website. Lots of old lighting. Look at all these old lighting shades. And they have a deal on the ceiling here that reminded me of what Scout Crafter's doing. Yeah, this thing right here. Check it out. It's like a panel that you can fold down and you can attach lights to it, wire it from the top. That's the same thing that Scout Crafter's doing in his attic. All right, here we go. Lots of old door hardware, doorknob galore. Look at all those doorknobs. Just crazy. You know, if you got to match something in your house, they might have it here at Ballard Reuse. And these handles probably go to those huge doors, those 12-foot fir doors. I did buy this handle right here. That's a walk-in freezer refrigerator handle from like a restaurant. If you ever played on this size bar table, I think this is the best size pool table there is. Inside, they got a section that is just all kinds of tools, power tools, hand tools. Look at this nice nibbler here. Metal, sheet metal cutter. I don't know, right? You want to do some speed skating? That was pretty cool. That is a chain tie-down binder. And that looks like a really nice quality one for tying down your tractor. And this block and tackle looked pretty nice and sturdy here. Look at those heavy hooks. And I do love old scales. I bought a few recently. This right here, these are great. I was surprised to find these. This is a laminate cutter. You can cut straight across some laminate with that. That is a good tool. I don't know, height gauge, a bunch of old clamps, right? They got lots of cool stuff here. It's a good spot. You're looking for a tool, you need something, go in here and grab it for cheap. This is a weight for an old scale. I don't know, I'm into the old scales. Craftsman screwdriver and a nice old, looks like stainless steel spotlight. That was a beauty. And these are hard to come by, right? The Allen Bradley, a nice relay switch. And look at this guy, the old coyote poking his nose around. Actually, I'm thinking about going back and getting that thing. That looked just totally awesome. The old coyote. You guys know I'm working on tanning a bear skin right now. Radio Shack. When is the last time you bought something from Radio Shack? I used to be in there all the time. You know, getting a CB antenna, some electronics. This looks pretty cool. You know, I do leather work. This looks like a rivet setter for leather. And you gotta love like the old Tonka trucks and a nice orange grater here. And right, look at this thing. They want $800 for this barber pole. That is wild. I don't know they were going for that much, but maybe they are collector's items. You know, this too. This is, I think, is a beryllium wrench. They're asking $250. I don't know who's gonna buy that, but right, maybe it's worth that much. It's the old beryllium. I think so. It doesn't spark. And a hand stapler. I guess that's what this is. Do you guys know what this is? Some sort of a stapler that you can just use in your hand. A big old bench plane. Right? I don't know how long that thing is. Maybe 18 inches. That's a big one. Clifton. Right? And here's some augers. And here's for hollow vessel turning. I did a bunch of hollow vessel turning years ago, and that's what that tool is right there for wood turning and reaching inside. And this thing, I don't know what this is. What is this here? Something to seal a can. Again, it looks like beryllium, non-sparking. I don't know. Leave in something in the comments. Tell me what this thing is. I have no idea. It looks like made in Taiwan. $300 they had on that? Is that right? Or is it $30? All right, and here's another one to leave in the comments. What is this? Is this for cutting hay or is this for cutting ice? I'm not sure here. It looks like a wall hanger to put in an old barn or something, but I don't know. Leave in the comments what you think that saw was. Record players, flexible flyers. Follow these guys on Instagram. I think this is an awesome store, an awesome resource. I love old junk stores. I don't know if this is the owners or not here with their wedding cake. But anyway, I think Ballard Reuse, a great store. Check them out. If you know, that's just north of Seattle, and a really cool store and great people working in there. They couldn't have been nicer to me, and I had a really good time. And thanks for all you guys for telling me to go check it out. But let's go get a slice of pizza, right? I am getting hungry after looking at all that stuff. We're going over here to Post Ave Pizza, Post in Seneca. This is pretty close to the ferry boat, and these guys have got some good pizza. All right, I'm in line for the ferry boat, and let's take a look at this Post Ave Pizza. I tell you, look at that crust, look at the bubbles and the crackle here. I can tell already this is some good pizza. I haven't ordered a pie from these guys. Oh, look at that. That looks really nice. I was gonna say, I haven't ordered a pizza from these guys in a while. I think they were using some Baker's Pride ovens. Now they've switched to some Pizza Master electric ovens, and you can see they're able to dial in the pizza really nice right now. This looks great. Look at that tomato sauce kind of floating on top. All right, Post Ave Pizza. Take a look at that. You know, I went for that slice with the bubble. You know, I haven't gotten their pizza in a while. It's kind of hard to find parking around Post Ave Pizza, and it's usually on foot. They don't have a place where you can dine in and eat, so I'm not usually grabbing a slice there. And look at that, though. This is looking really good. Let's have a taste. All right. I tell you, that sauce is really good. All right, let's go for a bite of the crust here. Good crunch, good taste, good sauce. Really good pizza. I'm enjoying this. I guess they make some nice East Coast Italian subs there. You know, maybe a little competition for tats. All right, there you go, folks. Post Ave Pizza. If you're in downtown Seattle, definitely stop in, check them out. Right, Post Ave, Pike Place Market, First Avenue, that area. I know why this sauce is so good. This is Bianco di Napoli sauce, right? Chris Bianco and that tomato sauce. They sent me some cans a while back. I used that amazing sauce. Post Ave Pizza. Stop in Seattle. Treat yourself. Right on. All right on, folks. I hope you like that little trip around Seattle and over to Ballard Reuse, eating some pizza. And if you want to see more of my videos, like, subscribe, and it seems like nowadays you got to hit that notification bell. I've subscribed to so many channels, and for some reason I never see them again. I got to search for them, so now I'm hitting that notification bell, and it seems like you might have to do the same thing to watch more of my videos when they come out. All right, I hope you guys are doing great. I'll see y'all soon. Right on.